2 months after a spectacular road to Le Mans, the Michelin Le Mans Cup is in Spa-Francorchamps in Belgium for the 4th round of the season. In LMP3, CLX Motorsport is currently 1-2 in the standings. The championship leading number 87 car with an endurance racing rookie, Alves Rodella, one of the youngest drivers in the series.
I'm only 17, but really it's a very competitive championship. There are a lot of good drivers and I'm really happy to compare with them. I was not expecting, to be honest, to win the championship. We came in the first round expecting from a top 10 and maybe some podium in the year, but I'm really proud of the work we have done. I think the most important thing is don't take it too much pressure. We are leading the championship, but one small mistake can ruin everything because only 3 races remaining. So the most important thing is not thinking about victory, but just consistent and to be concrete on the results.
In 2024, Felipe Fernandez-Lasser and Stefan Aus finished in the Michelin Le Mans Cup top 10 at the end of the season with Rinaldi racing. This year, though, they lead the championship at the midway point thanks to 4 podiums in 4 races.
Actually, it was our aim, our goal at the beginning of the season to proper first race to get a chance to grab the championship lead. I started the journey with Stefan last year. The first season was just to get used to come in the rhythm, just to prepare him best as I can. And obviously now it's working quite well and super happy, but it's still a long way to go. This was a wise move to split a bit the categorization. It's just super good competition and the environment, and with the main target ELMS, it's right next to your door, so you see exactly what you're working for, and it's a super nice championship. Everything is sorted out in a proper race. The race tracks are nice, and therefore I'm super happy.
Belgian driver Vanina Ickx came out of a 14-year retirement this season to compete in GT3 with the Iron Dames. After missing the Road to Le Mans race due to medical reasons, the 2004 class winner at the Spa 24 Hours is now back and fighting fit, ready for her home race. The Circuit Museum has just unveiled a whole section dedicated to Jackie Ickx, so who better than his daughter to offer a guided tour of this magical place?
You cannot go through life without values. And I'm very happy with the values he shared with me, or he taught us, his children, because in the end that's what's left. It doesn't matter about how many races you won, about how good you were. It's all about values, how you treat people, how you behave yourself, how committed you are. I think this is the most important. It's quite funny because my dad never was really talking a lot about his career or his wins or his trophies. It's very personal, but it sounds to me familiar because I know those objects from the past in a very different environment. So it's special to see them here, and it's also something special for the people to enjoy because those pieces were never exhibited before. Well, I tried to keep the family design, with one color and the white line, changing the colors, but it's not such a successful story. So I came back this year with the blue blue and white helmet, and I put up little stars now on my helmet. It's better. It's not so common for someone 50 years old to come back to racing after 14 years of standby. So this is a very demanding return, but super cool, I think, from the Iron Dames to give me this opportunity to give some hope to the young ladies who wants to start with racing. But it's true that since the beginning, since Barcelona and in Le Castellet, we were not so lucky, but we have a promising team. We know that the podium is within reach, the pace is good. This kind of car on such a fast track needs a lot of precision. Precision you can reach when you have a lot of practice, and we don't have a lot of practice. I haven't been in the car since Le Castellet. It's a lot, so Spa needs to build up the pace. I hope I can do that and have a strong race without any accident or issue at the start, because that's a big challenge.
The LMP3 pole was claimed by Adrien David in RHGP's number 85 machine. Julien Lemoine claims the Pro-Am pole for ANS Motorsport 84. And in GT3, starting at the front, Lorenzo Fernando Innocenti for Kessel Racing. Rolling round to the start of round 4 of the Michelin Le Mans Cup for 2025 here at the fabulous Spa-Francorchamps. Big crowd on hand to watch our 3 classes: LMP3, LMP3 Pro-Am and GT3. Spa always produces the excitement. Red lights are on. And away we go racing. The inside line, Hugo Schwarzer, Anton Dequin and all RHGP front row. But in between them, that's the red and black Gepard Motorsport car of Oscar Tunio trying to squeeze through. Oh, and trouble behind in GT3. Tunio didn't get through, but look at this, the RHGP guys just tucking into line astern as they get into Eau Rouge for the first time. Tunio right with them. Well, they handled that well, the front row men. Lots of battles up and down the order as they sweep out of Rédillon and start to climb the long Kemmel Straight. Hugo Schwarzer under pressure. Anton Dequin not close enough to make a move. Battle for 5th place there. Arthur Rougion and Romain Favre. Favre taking to the runoff area. Trouble for number 4, that's Nielsen Racing's Mikkel Christensen. Safety car deployed on lap 1 here at Spa. They might need to sort out the Nielsen car and definitely those GTs at the bus stop. Watch the start again. Hugo Schwarzer pulling away from Anton Dequin, his teammate on the outside front row. But the 2 basically white cars sweep almost side by side out of La Source. Dequin on the curbs. Looks like he's trying to take the lead. Further back, GT3 chaos ensuing after contact in the midfield. And there was drama up at Les Combes as well. Back to green flag racing, RHGP 1-2. Gephardt and Reiter 3rd and 4th on the grid remain, 3rd and 4th. And tucked right in behind the blue Reiter car is a blue and white CD Sport machine. That's Arthur Rougion, and he's been attacked by Romain Favre, the first of those green and black Forestier Racing by VPS machines. Favre tried to make a move up the Kemmel Straight on lap 1. Around the outside at the bus stop, challenge for 5th place. And Arthur Rougion runs out very wide in the CD Sport car. Just about keeps the momentum up. He'll have the inside line down to La Source. On the brakes, he hangs on to 5th, but he is feeling the pressure from behind. The 2 Forestier Racing cars, that's Romain Favre. got a great run out of La Source. Little overlap into Eau Rouge. Who's going to be bravest here? That was sensible, I think, from Arthur Rougion just to ease off the throttle and drop back, but that leaves him vulnerable up the hill. Here we go. The second of the Forestier Racing by VPS Machines, Luciano Morano. He's got a good run. Rougion lost that momentum and he drops 2 places. Big trouble for Arthur Rougion in the CD Sport car. Lots of flames from the back of that machine. And he is coming up to Rédillon on the pit exit road. That's a very awkward place. Yep, safety car is out. That was inevitable, really, given where Arthur Rougion has stopped. Fabien Laverne, he's the teammate of our Pro-Am race leader in LMP3, Romano Ricci. GT3 leader, Vanina Ickx in the Iron Dames Porsche. Back to green flag racing at Spa-Francorchamps after a long second safety car. Hugo Schwarzer in the lead, pulling away very quickly from RHGP teammate Antoine Docan. Docan with Romain Favre, the green and black Forestier Racing by VPS machine behind him, with the LMP3 pole sitting ANS Motorsport car driven by Michelin Le Mans. 2 laps of green flag racing so far. Everybody now hopefully has heat in their tyres and brakes after the long safety car. Into the pits, 84 ANS Motorsports Julien Lemoine. He started on pole in LMP3 Pro-Am. Oscar Tuño from Gephardt, the red and black car. Alvis Rodella for CLX Motorsport trying to fend him off. But Tuño had a really good run through Rédillon and up the Kemmel Straight. 17-year-old in the CLX car on the inside. But the Gephardt Motorsport car of Oscar Tuño with the track position and better grip on the braking line. So Tuño remains in 9th place. Trouble at the bus stop. And contact. Cedric Altamar spun around. Philip Lindbergh, the high-class racing car, the one who made contact. In GT3, Philip Saga of Cool Racing Developments chasing Vanina Ickx in the Iron Dames Porsche. In the streaming wet qualifying session, she said she took no risks, still 3rd fastest on her home track, and now she is leading in GT3. Battle under brakes at the bus stop. Freddie Tomlinson on the inside, locks up and spins the DKR Racing Ginetta. He was trying to get by Dane Aronson in the number 26 Breton Racing machine. Drive-through penalties being announced, and one of them for 87, that's Alvis Rodella, the CLX Motorsport car that is our championship leader. Start procedure infringement. Well, here is the battle for 3rd place in LMP3 Pro-Am behind Shahan Sarkassian of CD Sport and Terence Woodward of 2-3 events. And this is Romano Ricci in the familiar colours of RHGP, the yellow and green Timothy Creswick for Inter-Europol competition. Being passed by Cedric Altamar in the CLX machine, the black and silver and blue, not a Pro-Am car. Battle for 4th in GT3, Alessandro Cozzi, the heir of course of Ferrari, car number 51. A real pressure now from Heiko Neumann. The Team Motorpark Mercedes looking to go the long way round the outside. That's a big move. Manages to pull it off and shuts the door, running down the hill into Bruxelles. Set that up in Les Combes and made an unusual pass. Great stuff. Leader in LMGT3, still the Iron Dames Porsche. That's Marta Garcia Lopez now behind. To battle for 2nd though, Rory van der Stooij in the Code Racing Development Aston Martin, the silver car. But David Fumanelli in the red and black Kessel Racing Ferrari goes by him under braking into Les Combes and is now right with the leader. Pit stops underway. RHGP's Antoine Docan leads in Romain Favre, Forestier Racing by VPS. Challenge for the lead here. The Castle Racing Ferrari, the red car of David Fumanelli. Outside, inside on Marta Garcia Lopez in the Iron Dames Porsche. Squeezes through. We have a new leader. Louis Rousset in the 29 Forestier Racing car behind 86 Edgar Pierre for RHGP, but Adrien David, the 85 car, pulled out an advantage during the pit stop. Great work from RHGP. There is Adrien David. So the car that was the leader should be the leader again, but side by side, the battle behind. Louis Rousset for Forestier by VPS, determined to get by Edgar Pierre. Pierre on the inside into the braking area, and Louis Rousset with a wider line takes the spot. At the bus stop, battle for third in GT3. You can see Roy van der Steur now in that light-coloured Code Racing Development Aston Martin, but right behind the red and black Team Motorpark Mercedes. And this is Lucas Dunner now at the wheel, behind Martin Garcia in the Iron Dames car. The Mercedes on the outside, the Aston Martin shows him the curb. The 51 Ferrari is right there as well. This could be very entertaining down into Eau Rouge. The Mercedes taking a run on the inside. That should be through. It is through. Up to third place he goes. I bet they were both holding their breath during that move. Battle for fifth. Edgar Pierre, RHGP, trying to go around the outside of car number 29. Louis Rousset in the green and black Forestier Racing by VPS car went off wide to take the place though. Just braking too late at Les Combes, and back up into fifth place goes Rousset. Battle for fourth. On the inside, Thierry Mercouris, Team Virage, squeezes inside Edgar Pierre, who runs off wide at Les Combes again and retakes the position, but gains an advantage off track. Replay at the bus stop. Thierry Mercouris, yellow of Team Virage, going the long way around the outside of Edgar Pierre in the RHGP car, gets eased out wide. He might argue that he had no chance to stay on track. Replay at the Jackie Ickx curve. Martin Garcia Lopez in the pink Porsche running out wide. Lucas Dunner in the Motorpark Mercedes going by. But Dunner and Rory van der Steur in the Code Racing Aston have both had drive-through penalties for excessive abuse of track limits. So that will push the Iron Dames back up to second place in GT3.
3, 2, 1, full course yellow, full course yellow. Drivers have been instructed to bear left, exiting T4. We have debris in the middle of the track.
Released from the full course yellow, and there is a change for third in LMP3 Pro Am. With the bright red nose, Guillaume Orion, Motorsport 98, has got by Kevin Rabat in the CD Sport car number 31. Here's the battle for 10th place in LMP3. Pierre-Alexandre Provost for CLX Motorsport against the light and dark blue car of Horst Felix Felbermayr. The Reiter engineering car trying to find his way in traffic and runs out wide, and so too on the grass. CLX Motorsport, massive moment for Pierre-Alexandre Provost. Wow, I bet that got his full attention. Second place battle in Eau Rouge in LMP3 Pro-Am. RHGP's Fabien Laverne, but with a really good run. Guillaume Oriol, the Motorsport 98 car, having a great drive up through Eau Rouge, over the top of Rédillon and along the Kemmel Straight. Now they're level, but on the racing line, Guillaume Oriol should just squeeze in front, and he does. Comfortable lead in GT3 for the Kessel Racing Ferrari. David Fulminelli 23 seconds ahead of Martin Garcia Lopez in the Iron Dames Porsche. There's the crew at Team Virage. They're watching the battle for third place. Thierry Mercouris all over the back of Louis Rousset in the green and black Forestier Racing by VPS car. Just about avoided contact, I think, there. Mercouris really lunged on the inside at the bus stop. Now they're side by side coming down to La Source. Mercouris on the outside needs to brake earlier and cut back underneath. Oh, but he doesn't. He tries to stay out wide. Louis Rousset just takes the racing line and eases him out wide as they head back down the hill into Eau Rouge. Up they come along the Kemmel Straight. Thierry Mercouris in the slipstream. Final 15 minutes of the race almost. And he squeezes by into a podium position for Team Virage and drifts out wide. They both do, so no harm, no foul. LMP3 lead battle, Horst Felix Felbermayr with Guillaume Oriol, who's absolutely tearing up the order, challenging now, climbing the steep Kemmel Straight. He's on the inside, he's going to have a slight advantage under braking, and through he goes to take the lead of LMP3 Pro-Am. Matteo Quintarelli also flying up the order for 23 events racing, and this is grabbing 4th place from Louis Rousset. It's all going on in the closing stages again. Horst Felix Felbermayr, the light and dark blue car number 77, under real pressure. This is for second now in LMP3 Pro-Am. The red and black of Rinaldi Racing, Griffin Peebles, the Aussie driver, working his way up behind the man who's second. Through goes the CLX racing machine, and Peebles takes advantage of the gap. He goes through as well. Blue flags not helping Horst Felix Felbermayr there. Three-way battle for 12th place, heading up to La Source in the final couple of minutes. David Drew on the inside for CLX. In the middle, Kevin Rabin for CD Sport, and Pierre-Alexandre Provost for CLX just behind. And look at this, Rabin with a really good run out of the hairpin at La Source. He's going to squeeze in front of David Drew. He does. But now the CLX drivers are going to have to try and tow up behind him on the Kemmel Straight. Louis Rousset under pressure now. This is Matteo Quintarelli, the 23 events racing machine, for 4th position. Goes outside, can't quite hold it. Takes the place by running off track. He might have to give that back, but it is the final lap, so I'm not sure he will. I think Louis Rousset in the green and black car is going to have to retake that position if he wants it. Looks like the same thought has occurred to him. Here he is, he's attacking out of Bruxelles. That'll leave him on the outside though, down to the Jackie Ickx curve. Still half a lap to try and retake the spot as they race on down the valley. He's on the inside and through he goes. That may not yet be over though. Final corner for Adrian David and RHGP. The checkered flag awaits, and last year's championship runner-up takes his first win of the season, sharing with Hugo Schwarzer. Both of the Forestier Racing by VPS cars in the top 4. A home win in LMP3 Pro-Am for Motorsports 98, and GT3 victory goes to Kessel Racing's Ferrari. A race that had drama from the very first lap to the very last, and it all came out well for RHGP. They dominated qualifying and they dominated the race as well.
The beginning was all a dream, and now we are step by step getting there. So yeah, big thank you to Thibaut for trusting me and putting me in the car. And well done to Hugo finally, because he did an amazing first stint.
3rd place overall, 16 from Team Virage, Teo Makouris and Sebastian Gravlund. 92 from Forestier Racing, the runners-up Luciano Morano and Charles Roussan. And the winners from RHGP, their 85 car, Adrian David and Hugo Schwarzer. And that boosts them into a 17-point championship lead. But from 2nd to 6th, only 4 points is the spread. And we have first-time winners in LMP3 Pro-Am as well. 2023 Michelin Le Mans Cup champion Gillian Orion and teammate Eric de Donker.
I'm so emotional and so happy to win at home. And for the championship is very good also, because we were 3rd on the championship. I don't know, but we make a lot of points. So I'm really happy. Thanks to Julien, I made a good choice, because I chose him at the beginning of the season. I made a good choice.
In 3rd in Pro-Am, Shahan Sarkisian and Kevin Rabin from CD Sport. Rinaldi Racing's Steve Perrault and Griffin Peebles finished 2nd, but Motorsport 98's Eric de Donker and Gillian Orion claim the top spot. But a post-race penalty for CD Sport means the inter-Europol competition number 34 car was handed 3rd place. All of which means there is a 4-point difference between Rinaldi in the lead and Motorsport 98 right behind. In GT3, it is a 2nd win of the season for the 33 Kessel Racing Ferrari, Murat Kahadoroglu and David Fumanelli.
The crucial phase was the beginning, because they pitted 1 lap later. So when I found them, I was already on hot tires, and I gave my everything to overtake the Aston Martin and then the Iron Dames. And then I just tried to focus on pulling a gap, and it worked, so super happy.
Vanina Ickx and Marta Garcia Lopez from the Iron Dames finished 3rd. Motorpark's Heiko Neumann and Lucas Dunner take 2nd, and Kessel Racing's David Fumanelli and Murat Kahadoroglu claim the win. But in another post-race decision, the Motorpark Mercedes was dropped to 5th and AF Corsa promoted to 2nd. The Iron Dames remain in 3rd. And Kessel now closing in on AF Corsa's 51 car, just 8 points behind with 2 races to go. The first of those 2 comes up in 3 weeks' time at Silverstone as the Le Mans Cup makes its first ever visit to the home of the British Grand Prix.